In publicly unveiling his proposed budget for the 2012-2013 fiscal year, Governor Corbett emphasized that Pennsylvania's economy is still on the long road to recovery, and taxpayers' gas tanks are just about empty.
State government has less revenue because our citizens have less for themselves. We can't ask people to travel the road to recovery and then turn around and add to the burden they must carry along the way.
It wasn't the message that anyone wanted to hear, but to many lawmakers, it was a message that had to be heard.
One of the perhaps positive things of this economic downturn over the past couple of years is that people now are focused to look at priorities and focus on those priorities where we know we can make changes, at the same time help those who really need the help, continue the focus on education, which is very important. But I think that's one of the positives, if you will, of this downturn in the economy, is that it gives us a chance to take a step back and realize what's really important to us and how we can go about funding those programs and living within our means.
Governor Corbett proposed budget cuts across the board, including a pay freeze for all state employees, a $30 million decrease in the Department of Public Welfare, decreases ranging from 2 to 7% in several other state agencies, decreases in the Attorney General's and legislature's budgets, and, perhaps most noticeable, significant cuts to higher education, both the state system schools and the state-related schools. On K-12 basic education, the governor proposed to increase the value schools receive from their allocation by eliminating some of the strings that the state had attached to education funding in the past.
Right now, education spending is bound up in a thicket of outdated and time-consuming regulations and mandates. The rationale here is clear. Local districts know how to spend and allocate resources better than do bureaucrats in Harrisburg.
In total, the governor's budget proposal spends $27.1 billion, a spending reduction of 0.1%, or $22 million less than last year. The state budget funds hundreds of programs, so it's not surprising House Republicans differed in their views over the particular mix of cuts the governor suggested.
He made it clear he's going to work with the legislature, House and Senate. And as a member of Appropriations Committee, I'm looking forward to working with him on the various line items, because there's a lot of needs in Pennsylvania, and I, like he, believe we can meet them with the money we have.
Obviously, the higher education's cut a little bit. I think that's what the concern will be. But our community colleges cut just a tiny bit, about 3 or 4%. But we have to remember, this is just the beginning. We're just heard what he had to say today, so now it's our job as legislators to improve the budget and come out with something that's going to make everyone happy and that we can work with.
But nearly all agreed that the best choice for long-term economic growth was to hold the line on spending rather than raise taxes.
I think the governor and I are in complete accord. We would rather our Pennsylvanians be taxed less and have more opportunity. I truly believe that'll create jobs, which is the catalyst for everything else.
The governor's budget address was the start of a process that won't end until lawmakers go through a line-by-line review of the proposal, seek further information through extensive budget hearings, and make the changes they believe are necessary. House Majority Leader Representative Mike Torzai says they will be thorough, but they'll finish their work on time.
This proposal is just the beginning, but it sets parameters that we can live within. No tax increases, no reckless borrowing, and responsible spending of the $27.1 billion in taxes that we collect from families and businesses throughout this Commonwealth.
You can see the governor's entire budget proposal online. Just go to PAHouseGOP.com.